Good evening, everyone. This is constitutional attorney Catherine Henry. We're still out running errands, but I realized I had not yet done my video on September 11th. And the fact that it's September 11th today and only for another few hours, I wanted to make sure to do an update on September 11th and hopefully reach a group of people that maybe are younger, maybe that September 11th doesn't quite mean to you what it means to those of us who are old enough to remember what happened. It's one of those days in history that as soon as you heard the news, you know exactly where you were. You know exactly what you were doing. If you are really old enough to remember, you remember that. You remember the feeling you had about it, the probable disbelief. I know I didn't have a belief about exactly what it entailed. I was on my way to college in the middle of nowhere, southwest Minnesota. And, driving amidst all the cornfields and bean fields. And I just remember thinking, oh man, get off the radio. You're on every single radio station, all three that I get in the middle of nowhere. I just want to listen to some music on my way to school. I worked 2 full-time jobs and went to school full-time, and that was my little bit of respite for the whole long day of college. Tuesdays and Thursdays that year were my long days. And I remember thinking, gosh, just give me my music. And I had this vision of this little, like a puddle jumper plane, right? A plane that holds, 5 people. And it crashed into a building. And although that would be terribly sad and devastating, and I wouldn't want the loss of life or destruction of property on any day, it just struck me as something that's in the ordinary course of living, right? We have those kinds of things that happen all the time. We see car accidents happen all the time. And for me, it wasn't until I got to campus and I had my professor turn on the television in our really old school, built in 1967, and a lot of it was original. Anyway, we turned on the television, and we turned it on just in time to see the second tower fall, and you couldn't believe your eyes. It's devastating to think of now, and I didn't even have family in New York. I'm not related to any firefighters. I'm not related to any EMS or, people who went running in to help others. I didn't personally know anyone involved in that, and I could see it as clear as day. I could look back in my memory and think of all the things. I mean, just think of the last 5 months, all that we've gone through and all that we've seen. But despite everything that I've gone through, I can think back to that day, September 11th, 2001, like it was yesterday. And we all thought gas prices were going to skyrocket, and shortages of bottled water and things like that. And to see the smoke billowing, and to see the ash everywhere, and to see live as the second tower fell. And I felt immense guilt, because all I wanted was to listen to some stupid music on the way to school. I had no idea what had happened. But what did happen is that the American people came together. A lot of you probably know Toby Keith's song. I can't even think of the words right now. All day long it's been playing in my head. But that one song that he made right after that. And, well, I also remember the day that Bush declared war, I guess on ISIS or the Taliban or whatever it was. Anyway, that's a whole other story, but, we came together as an American people, not in a way where we were going to live all the same and be, some socialist or communist society. Not in a way where we look to our president to fix all of our problems thousands of people died then. And thousands of more have died because of all of the health effects of having, breathed in all of that smoke and all of the ash. And, thousands of people were impacted with mental health problems because of what they saw and what they felt and what they went through that day and the nightmares. And we came together as a nation, one nation under God, to fight off that evil, but not to fight it off all being the same, or, in some way that you might see in some other country. We came together to fight for our American values. And what could be more core to our American values than those that we put into the very contract our government is founded on in the first place? The Constitution. We came together because of the values we hold so dear that we literally declared independence and came together to create this contract called the Constitution. And it's something that we've been fighting for in several wars ever since. It means so much to the American people that on September 11th, 2001, we didn't care about political party. We didn't care about being the same. We cared about coming together as an American people. And all of a sudden now, if you like your rights, if you want to enjoy your constitutionally protected freedoms, you are a criminal. You are selfish. You are, you're less than a person. If you want to breathe fresh air, shame on you. How dare you do that? You're not abiding by, what needs to be done to protect the public health. That doesn't even follow science, but okay. So much for freedom, right? So much for the idea that we have opposing viewpoints and a variety of information, and the concept that science and medicine are a long ways from being settled or being considered truth or fact on all of those points. But you're right, we should just blindly follow any governor or president or legislature, any of them. We should just blindly follow any of them because they're going to keep us safe. We didn't expect that in 2001. Why would we have to expect that now? This is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And that's not a phrase. It's not something that goes as some, cute little saying that we can put on a bumper sticker. It is the way of life here in the United States. And if you don't like that, leave. You don't have to be here, but that is the way that it is here in the United States. We have a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Not for the politicians, not for the business elite, not for the huge vocal minority chunks in various different topics. It's of the people, by the people, and for the people. And by the way, we don't have a democracy, we have a constitutional republic. We in the state of Michigan have stronger elements of pure democracy than a lot of other states do. But we have a constitutional republic where we, the people, retain the power and we simply elect people. So we need to remember, what are we fighting for? I'm really hoping that people out there that don't agree with me are watching this, or that grew up in the 2000s, right? The people that are my kids' age. Well, not Emma. She wouldn't understand. We're fighting for freedom. I don't know what the people on the other side are fighting for, because they're not fighting for keeping people safe. What they're advocating for does not keep people safe. Listen to people like expert immunologist and epidemiologist Dr. Martin Dubrovik, right here from Michigan. Look at people like Kristen Megan, who is an expert in her field, who has dealt with stuff in OSHA and the medical requirements of things. She's a veteran. I mean, she's seen it all. Look at the actual nurses and doctors who are the frontline workers that our governor supposedly is, advocating for all the time. Look at the day in and day out people who do this job, who know what's going on, and ask yourselves, is this actually even what would keep us safe? It's not. Aside from that, we have freedom to choose what is safe for us and what is not, don't we? I mean, I choose to fly in an airplane knowing that sometimes those planes crash. I choose to drive cars knowing that oftentimes people run red lights and they might run right into me. I choose to put eyeliner on as a person who has blonde hair and blonde eyelashes. I don't like to look like I am deathly ill, like a lot of people think I am, if I don't wear any kind of makeup whatsoever. I choose to wear eyeliner knowing that if I and I slipped, I'd poke my eye. We all take risks. For years, I drank Diet Coke like it was going out of style. I really, really should have had stock in Diet Coke. Those of you who know and love me know that I mean, if you ever stepped between me and my Diet Coke, you were going to die. And I love my chiropractor to death. And it took him years of pleading with me, basically, to get me to walk away from the Diet Coke. And Jane White, who was my nutrition expert, if you will, nutritionist, I don't know. She too tried to fight that good fight. And, but I chose to do it. That was my thing. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I don't hang out at bars, whatever. Like my thing was Diet Coke. And it was my Diet Coke. And if I wanted the Diet Coke, I'm an adult, I can have the Diet Coke. So if if wearing masks was really going to keep us safe from coronavirus, which it doesn't, if social distancing was us to live, which it isn't, and if we're supposed to do all these things to keep adults in a free country where we get to decide those things for ourselves, people have fought and died for our freedom so that we had the right to choose those things for ourselves. They didn't fight and die for our freedom so that we can have a collective freedom where we have rights that everybody shares together, or the vocal minority gets to have everything they want and the rest of us just have to sit along on the sidelines and go, oh, okay. No. We fought for our freedom, and I'm not going to apologize for having my viewpoint, because you can have your viewpoint, but I'm going to have my viewpoint. That's what America is about. America is about being able to be different, and it's okay. You're not going to be controlled by some communist or socialist society. That regime is not going to be able to make decisions for you. Governor Whitmer, you gotta go. You flunked history classes, obviously. That's interesting. And you don't understand what your is all about. But what it is about is following the Constitution at its most basic core. Doing your job as a government official, and quite frankly, doing your job as a licensed attorney in the state of Michigan, means that you understand what the Constitution says and you're going to uphold it whether you like it or not. Guess what? Article 12, Section 2 allows you to do an amendment. Article 12, Section 3 allows for a general revision if you just think the whole thing's a bunch of garbage. Every 16 years, we're supposed to be able to have a vote on whether we think a general revision should happen. That's according to our Constitution. So if you don't like it, do something about it and change it. But don't avoid it. Don't think that we're just not going to follow the Constitution. We're going to follow the Constitution because that's what we're supposed to do. That's the document upon which our whole government was founded. And on September 11th, when our country came together in 2001, and we were going to fight the evil that tried to tear America apart, we were fighting it so that we could each enjoy our freedom and each be who we needed to be, not so that we could fight for a collective freedom so our country could just be all the same. No. We are one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. For all. Not just for the people who want to wear masks. So, at any rate, I did get an email with a list of questions, so I'm going to address that, but I'm in a Walmart parking lot right now. So, I will have to look at that either when I get home yet or tomorrow, hopefully. And I will be on WAAM radio out of the Lansing, Ann Arbor area tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So please tune in to WAAM radio at 2 o'clock tomorrow. And also, if you're anywhere in the West Michigan area and you want to come to a Restore Freedom Initiative Circulator and Captain's meet and greet, we will be in Muskegon, and the details are on our website. And on Sunday, I have no idea where I'm going. If any of my team is on here, they might know, and they could share that with you. But this is September 11th. And next week is September 17th, and we will have Constitution Day. And it is time that we all read the Constitution, we all know the Constitution, and at some point when my life slows down enough that I'm not having to give tons of updates about all kinds of specific things happening all the time, I'm going to start doing some Facebook Live videos just to help people get up to speed on all the different provisions of our state and U.S. constitutions, what's in there, where your rights are, what they mean, what they don't mean, and a variety of other things so that you know what's in those documents. Because I'm sick and tired of governments telling us, government officials telling us, attorneys telling us that we're too stupid to read those documents and understand them unless you're a licensed attorney or unless you're a government official. Oh, I love it when the state reps have, not all of them, some of them in Michigan here have claimed that myself and others, we're all just a bunch of idiots because we're not elected a rep, I mean, I am, but, we're not, so we We can't possibly know what the Constitution says. We can't possibly understand what the laws say. No, we're just the people that read them. Unlike all of you guys who think you're all high and mighty, who can't even figure out how to read a bill before you vote on it, leave that to Nancy Pelosi, okay? The rest of us, we expect you to read the bills before you vote on them. We expect you to read the laws that are already on the books and know what they say. If you're a government official, you should know what the law says. And you definitely need to know what the Constitution says. And you need to understand that we, the people, expect that you are going to uphold that Constitution and you are going to be fighting for freedom the way that we came together as a nation after September 11th, 2001 to fight for our individual freedoms. Because that's the American way. So I hope all of you are able to ponder that all this weekend and enjoy some time with family and friends this weekend and help spread the word. And if anybody needs a pocket Constitution, we have them available at cost. I want to say, including the shipping them out to you and everything, it's either $1 or $1.50, I believe. So those are available right on our website, and we can send them out. In fact, I have 5 orders of things I'm filling today. An order of 10 Constitutions, an order that has 2, and another order that has 1 with a calendar magnet. So those items are getting out to you, and if you want to go on our website and order those Constitutions, unfortunately I don't have a Michigan pocket Constitution version, but I'm going to work on something with that too. So all right guys, thank you so much. I will oh my gosh, well, Washtenaw County's got another thing coming. We had 2 taken from our... Had 2 taken. What did you have taken from your yard? I'm only seeing bits and pieces here, but anyway. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Keep fighting for freedom. And like I said, I'll come back on either later tonight or tomorrow, or at least by Sunday. Within the next 48 hours, I'm going to come back on and answer those questions that somebody had sent me that were on the earlier video. So thank you, everyone, and God bless America. And thank you to every single one of you who has served our country as law enforcement, EMS, paramedics, and certainly our armed forces. I appreciate every single minute of your service, and I hope the rest of America does too.